Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the books I picked up in June from Amazon. My fiance is subscribed to my channel, so honey, if you're watching, please stop. Okay, so these are the books that I picked up in the month of June from Amazon. I am a bargain shopper, so don't see these books and automatically think that I spent hundreds of dollars. That's not how I operate. I don't spend hundreds of dollars on anything unless it's thousands of dollars fixing my dog's knees. I did 2 of those this month. Anyways, so all of these books are from Amazon. In fact, some of them are from Amazon publishing companies and imprints. If you're unfamiliar, any book published by an Amazon imprint is only available on Amazon. So I feel like it's my duty to show these books to you because you're not going to see them in a regular brick and mortar bookstore. The first book you have heard of, it is called You by Caroline Kepnes. This is about a stalker, and the book is written in second person point of view, which means that the author is addressing the reader as you, and it's told the narrator is the stalker, so apparently it's pretty creepy. You've heard of this book if you are subscribed to Books and Looks channel, linked down below. Becca did a review on this book pretty recently, so yeah, she played a part in me picking it up. Next is The Hundredth Queen. I talked about this in my book title book tag. A job that I would like to have or something. I want to be a queen. But this is a young adult novel that this is published by an Amazon company. It's about an 18-year-old girl who is promised in marriage to what is described as a tyrant who has like 99 wives, and from what I gather, she has to fight other wives to the death, and through this process discovers that she has some pretty unique abilities. So mostly you go to Amazon, this book is like shoved down your throat. Like, you see this book everywhere, and it had a really enticing cover in my opinion, so I decided to buy it, and then maybe Amazon would stop recommending it to me. Next is another book that you've definitely heard of. I picked this up when I bought Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I also picked up Everything by Nicola Yoon, and mixed things about this book, I hear. But I remember seeing the preview for the film, and I thought it looked really cute, and so I wanted to read the book before I inevitably see the movie, just so I have a well-rounded perspective. I don't know. I believe that her husband did the cover art and the chapter heading artwork, and I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So once again, hypnotized by a cover. Next we have a book called Sometimes I Lie, and this is by Alice Feeney. And this is one of those books that you know so little about that you have to buy it, because you can't stand not knowing more about the book. But the back says the same thing that the front says, which is, I am in a coma, you know, my husband doesn't love me anymore, and sometimes I lie. You can't get more vague than that, folks. But I did pick this up from Amazon to find out what was so great about it. It is a debut thriller for this author, and it was put out by HarperCollins UK. So, it smells delicious. That was a really weird thing to say. If you know anything about me, you know that I am a horror fan, and I don't know this author in particular, but I have 2 books purchased by accident. I purchased the 2 books by the same author by accident. Anya Alborn, and the first one is The Devil Crept In, and the second is The Shuttering. Well, actually, the Shuttering was the first book that I bought, and The Devil Crept In was the second. Now, The Shuttering is about, blood and snow. Come on. A group of friends in a cabin. It sounded very Cabin in the Woodsy. And then, of course, people die, and it's gruesome and bloody, and yeah, should be a good time. The second one, The Devil Crept In, is about a young boy who goes missing, and his best friend in the whole wide world deciding to take it upon his little self, who goes to look for his missing buddy. The crime also happens to mirror one that had taken place years before, so it says a beautiful and deftly wrought horror story. Readers will be engrossed and thrilled. That is from Publishers Weekly. I need to stop reading those things. This was not an Amazon, this book was not published by Amazon. It was Simon & Schuster. Next, we have a book called A Dark Lure by Lorith Ann White. This is a book published by an Amazon company. It is the story of a kidnap and abuse survivor who tries to start her life over and gain some sense of control over her PTSD. But a cop that was on her case kind of won't let matters lie. He's convinced that her abductor is still out there on the loose. In the midst of, there's a romance with the rancher at the ranch that she's sort of working on. I don't know. I thought it sounded cool. Next, we have The Secrets You Keep. This is by Kate White. This is about a self-help author who has a new husband helping her sort of recover from a devastating car accident. And everything's going great until it's not, because her new husband starts to act really strange. And in fact, a woman that they've hired to cater a party is murdered, and other women in town die as well. And so this woman is kind of maybe suspecting that her husband isn't the wonderful hero that she originally thought. Next, we have The One That Got Away by Simon Wood, and I thought that this sounded like a really interesting story. It's about two teenage girls. Well, I guess that doesn't say that they're teenagers. I just assumed that they were. But it's about two friends who go out on a road trip, and they're both abducted by a serial killer, and only one of them gets away. And I think this sort of explores survivor's guilt for the one that survives, and also could the man responsible for her best friend's murder still be on the loose and after her. So Thomas and Mercer is an Amazon imprint, and you can only find this book at Amazon. Next, we have The Good Widow. This is by Liz Fenton and Lisa Steinke. Also published by Amazon and available at Amazon.com. This is about a woman who learns that her husband has died while on a trip in Hawaii, but unfortunately also learns that her husband was not alone on that trip. And so she sort of teams up with the mistress's husband to kind of uncover what their spouses were doing in a car together in Hawaii. I have a lot of marital deception books going on. That's interesting. This book is called The Darkest Lies, and it is by Barbara Copperthwaite. It is mentioned that it is a gripping psychological thriller with a shocking twist. But essentially, it's about a mother whose daughter goes missing, is kidnapped. And the daughter is returned, but she's returned in a state much unlike the one that she was taken in. She's been beaten and left for dead. So mom just can't let it go. She's determined to uncover what happened to her daughter, and turns out the daughter has some secrets. So, the next book is called The Life We Bury. This is by Alan Eskins, and this book is about a graduate student or a college student rather, who's under a deadline to write a very specific kind of paper. And so he goes to a nursing home to interview one of the residents, and it is an elderly man who's also a convicted murderer. And so he's doing sort of a biography on this old man and writing about his life kind of leads the college student to think that he was wrongly convicted, and in fact had spent, I believe, yes, had spent 30 years in prison and was paroled basically because he was about to die anyway. So I think that I think that the writer's going to go to bat for this guy, and it's probably going to be devastating because the guy's going to die, and I don't know, it won lots of awards. Best debut mystery, best paperback original, best first novel, best genre novel, best first novel, best first novel. It's probably going to be sad. I'm probably going to cry a lot. Two more. I got 2 more books from Amazon. The first in June. In June. Oh God. And we're now in July. It's a whole new month. I get to buy more books. Okay, the first is, or the second to last, I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. This book has terrified people. This little tiny thin book called I'm Thinking of Ending Things is supposed to be extremely scary. This one says you will be scared, but you won't know why. The boldest and most original literary thriller to appear in some time, and one of NPR's best books of the year in 2016. So I first heard about this book on BookTube, actually. I can't remember whose video it was. I'm sorry. I suck at life. I heard scary. And if it scared another booktuber, then I'm pretty willing to give it a shot regardless of what the cover says. So I'm super excited to read this one. And the last one is called Unholy Ghost. This book has been around for a while, I think since 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, 2001. Hello. This book has been around since 2001. It is writers on depression. So basically writers have sat down and written about depression, including Susanna Kaysen. Girl Interrupted was the memoir of Susanna Kaysen. So I'd say she's pretty qualified to be a writer on depression. Here's the thing. I'm a writer. Here's the other thing. I've battled with depression. I continue to battle with depression. Getting way off topic here, like I normally do. I think that if you've never noticed it before, some of the most talented individuals creatively are also the individuals that struggle the most with mental illnesses, including depression. So writers writing about depression sounded pretty fascinating to me, and I'm excited to read this little nonfic, and I'll let you know how it is. Oh, there's one more that I'm currently reading that I got, and this is a brand new book, June of 2017. I've removed the dust jacket because I'm a dust jacket murderer if I'm not careful. But it's He Said, She Said by Erin Kelly. It is a book about a couple who witnesses, the blurb says witnesses something horrible while they're at a festival shortly after a solar eclipse. And I'm only 100 pages into this sucker, so I can't really give you an honest, accurate opinion. But I did get this one from Amazon as well because I heard about it on Goodreads, and It couldn't have cost me much, the hardcover. I wouldn't have bought it because I'm super cheap. So yeah, but it is a very recent release, and it will be the next book that I finish, and it will be the next book. Nope, I lied. I have an arc to talk about. God. My mouth just runs away with the show, and my brain, it takes a second to catch up. I do have an arc to review for you guys, which will be the next book that I talk about, but then I will do a video discussion / review about He Said, She Said, and let you know what I thought of it. So yeah. If I had to guess, I would say that most of these books were around $6. That's typically $6 to $10. That's typically my standard paperback cost cutoff. So again, this is not a gigantic fortune. Don't think I'm like loaded or anything, because I'm not. Especially since my dog has more medical expenses than I do. If you've heard of these books, if you want to know more about these books, if there's something that has caught your eye that you want to talk about, just let me know. Leave those in the comments below. Give a thumbs up if you liked this video. Consider clicking that subscribe button so you can hear what I think whenever it is I finish all these books. No promises. But I gotta go because I got a lot to read, so I'll see you guys soon.